Hey, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to deep clean your PS4 and replace the fan as well. Now if you're having overheating problems, this is definitely a video that you should be watching. So now here's a quick highlight of all the tools and equipment that I did use. A lot of these are optional, but most of them will be mandatory, and there will be a list at the end of this section of the video which will go through exactly all the tools that I use. Now one of the mandatory tools is a Torx T9 screwdriver, especially if it has a Torx T9 security head, and that's because there's a lot of security screws in the PS4. However, if you don't have that, I will show you a way that I got over this because I didn't have one as well. And of course, most importantly, you will need a new fan and some thermal paste as well. I will add a link in the description for where you can get these. Here's the list of tools and equipment that I did use throughout the video. So if you do want to take a look, I definitely recommend you pause the video. So the first step is to get access to the Torx security screws at the back of the PS4. Now, a word of warning, when you remove these stickers, you will be voiding your warranty with Sony. However, that's the only way you can get to these Torx screws at the back of it. So if you're okay with that, just go ahead and remove the stickers. So to get access to these screws, you will need a T9 security bit like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But unfortunately, I didn't have a security T9 screwdriver. So what I actually did was I got a small flathead screwdriver, small enough to just place in the crevice of the security screw. So just between the security pin and the screw itself. And this allowed me to take off all my security screws within the PS4. When you've removed all the security screws, you can now place the PlayStation upside down and just remove the bottom cover. So once you have the cover off, the next thing is to remove the two Phillips head screws for the power supply. And then again, we're going to use the flathead screwdriver and remove 3 of the security Torx T9 screws. And now we can just unplug the motherboard cable from the PSU. So to do that, just pull outwards. And now we can finally lift up the power supply. At this point, you should notice everything is really dusty, but we will be cleaning them later on. So the next thing we need to do is remove the data cable connecting the motherboard to the optical disc drive. You can use tweezers as well for this step, which is removing the power cable from the motherboard to the optical disc drive. And then we need to remove the cable for our Wi-Fi antenna, and then you can use tweezers to just bring it all the way up. And now you can take off this Torx screw using the flathead again, and then finally we'll remove the other end of the data cable for the optical disc drive. And once you have that off, you can take off your Wi-Fi antenna, and we'll remove this Torx T9 screw at the corner and another one just here. Don't forget to keep these screws in a safe place. There's a small Phillips head screw at the top of the optical drive, so just remove that, and then there's one more T9 screw just underneath the power cable. And then we can finally take out the optical disc drive. So I did actually forget to remove the other end of the power supply cable which is connected to the motherboard, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. So once we have those parts removed, the next thing is to remove the hard drive, and to do that we flip the PS4 again and remove this cover by sliding to the left. So now what we need to do is take out 2 security T9 screws, and there's also another Phillips head just opposite those. And then finally we can take out the disc from the motherboard. So now we can take off this black cover. This one's also very tricky, so make sure you give it a nice firm grip and just pull it off. So next what we need to do is take off 12 T9 screws, and again for this what I'm using is the flathead screwdriver. Like I said before, if you do actually have a security T9 screwdriver, go ahead and use that. It'll just save you a lot more hassle. This part is fairly straightforward, and we need to take these screws off in order for us to remove this bracket in the middle which kind of has everything else underneath it. So once you have that done, just remove the 2 Phillips head screws that are holding the small support bracket in place. And now we can remove the fan cable connected to the motherboard. For this, what you want to do is pull upwards, not like the power supply where we pulled outwards. Now we're ready to remove the bracket, but before we do that, just flip over the PS4 back to the power supply section and remove the small Phillips head screw which is securing the bracket in place. So now just flip the PlayStation back over again and remove the bracket. It is a bit stiff to get off, and that's because of some anchor points that are on it. Just be a little bit firm on those and just pull it out. So now what we need to do is just gently lift up and remove the motherboard. As you can see, it's also really dusty as well, which we'll be cleaning later on. And if we do flip the motherboard over, you can actually see some residue of the original thermal paste. We'll be cleaning this up as well and replacing it. So now what we need to do is remove the heatsink tray. So for this, we'll have to take off 3 Phillips head screws, and these are 5mm. So just go ahead and remove them and just lift up the tray. And now just flip it over and take a look at your baby dust creature. Look at the state of this. Honestly, this is one of the root causes of the overheating issue. So what we're going to do is clear all this out and clean out the heatsink. So the last part of the teardown is to take off the fan, and in this case we have 2 Phillips head screws that we need to take off. Yours might actually have 3, it depends on the particular fan and model, so some do come with 3. And once we've removed the screws, we can finally take off the fan. And you can see in this case, this fan, the bearings are pretty much gone. It's not spinning as freely as it should be because of the sticky dust that's all trapped in there. And if we take a look at a newer one, you can see how freely it spins compared to the old one. So yeah, what we're going to do is now take all these parts and go through the cleaning process. Okay, so I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the little break away from my voice. But now I just want to show you one little thing when it comes to the cleaning, and that is on the optical drive. So just go ahead and take off the shield. It's only secured by 3 Phillips head screws, so you can take off the shield and clean out any dust that may be underneath. Do be careful of the circuit board when you're giving it a good clean. Okay, so we're back and I've just finished dusting off the motherboard, and now what I'm going to do is clean off the residue thermal paste that's on it. So what I'm just going to do is get the PCB cleaner and spray some of it on paper towel. So the first thing is I'm just going to wipe off the very top of the chip. I wouldn't really worry too much about the residue on the edges, just use your plastic spudger to pick that out. Don't be too obsessive about getting this perfect, we just want to get most of it off. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. And also don't forget to get the thermal paste off on the heatsink tray as well. So at this point all the parts are now cleaned and we're now ready to put it all back together again. The first part that we're going to put back is the new fan, and you want to make sure that this is aligned correctly. You can't really get it wrong, but make sure the wire's facing out and then just simply reattach the two screws. Next we're going to reinstall the heatsink tray for the motherboard. You do want to make sure that these black pads are still on it because it does give support for the motherboard. And then just make sure you align the heatsink block into this little slot that it goes in, and then we just simply reattach the 3 Phillips head screws. So next we're going to apply the thermal paste to the motherboard. All you have to do is apply a pea size paste. I kind of messed this up a little bit, as you can see here. You don't have to worry too much about getting a little bit on the edges. Once you're ready, just flip over the motherboard and align everything and drop it into place. And then reinstall the cover bracket. And now we have to reinstall the supporting bracket. Make sure the pin is facing down and then just take the 2 Phillips head screws and put them back into place. And then just reconnect the fan cable to the motherboard. Next we're going to put back the T9 screws. I only put these ones that I'm showing you here, so we're kind of following the same order as when we took them out. We'll leave out 3 of them and we'll put them back once the black cover is in place. So now you can reattach the black cover and then take the remaining T9 screws and put them back in place. Reinsert the hard drive and then secure it in place with the Phillips head screw. Then just slide the other cover back in place and flip the PS4 over to the other side. So now we can reinstall the optical drive, and if you did actually remove the shield during the cleaning process, please make sure it is aligned correctly. And then just put back all the screws, so the Phillips head screw and all the T9 screws as well. And there's a total of 3 T9 screws. Do make sure you don't forget the one that sits underneath the optical drive power cable. And now what we're going to do is reinstall the Wi-Fi antenna and just secure it in place with the T9 screw. So now we're ready to start realigning the cables. So take the Wi-Fi antenna cable, clip it into the plastic and then loop it through the metal anchor points. Then connect it to the motherboard. And then we'll take our optical drive cable, so this is the power cable, just loop it through here and then plug it into the motherboard. And once we're done with that, we can now take our optical drive data cable and plug that in as well. And then for the last part, we're going to plug in the power supply cable into the motherboard. And don't forget to put back the Phillips head screw that goes in the bottom left corner. So now we're ready to install the power supply. Just make sure the cable is hanging to the left, then just drop the PSU into place and then put back the screws, so your 2 Phillips head screws and the 3 T9 screws as well. And then once that's done, just plug in the power supply cable. So at this point we're pretty much at the end of the finish line, and the last part that we do need to put back on is the bottom cover for the PlayStation. Once you have this on, don't put in the T9 screws, just wait till you plug in your PS4, so the HDMI and the power cable, then just test it out to make sure there's no overheating issues. So just play a game, this should be able to confirm. So once you've confirmed all of that, then you can finally put in the T9 screws at the back of the PlayStation. and then just give your PlayStation a nice wipe and a clean to finish it off. So that pretty much concludes the whole guide. This video was specifically for the CUH1116A model. However, it should apply for most PlayStation 4. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope it helped you out. If you have any questions at all, leave it down in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.